So now it's time to create the message widget. So for that, let's go on ahead into our widgets, then right click, new, and then new.file. Let's name this as message widget. Let's import the material package. Let's create a stateless widget. This will be our message widget. So in here, what we're going to return here is our container. So let's first pass some data. We're going to need the required this dot, we're calling it as element. Let's say final dynamic, and then element. Okay, this is the data that we are passing, and then in here let's just return a container. Okay, and then let's correct that. And then what else do we need here? Okay, for now let's go on ahead. We'll put what we need up here when we need it. So for the container, let's go on ahead and start. Let's give this container some constraints. So the constraints comes from constant.box constraint, box constraints. So this it's our length of this container. So let's give it a max width of like about 350, and then the minimum, let's give it about 80. Next, let's give it some margin, so which comes from constant.edge insets let's give it only top 4, and then let's get the bottom also 4. I think that's it. Let's give it some decoration, which comes from constant.box decoration. Let's go back, box decoration, and then the color. So let's give it in a blue color. Colors dot blue. I think that is fine. Or we can say blue accent, something like that. Next, what else? Let's give it a border radius. Border radius. So for the border radius, let's give it only. So we want it to be round in this corner, and this corner. Then here, let's keep it square so that it looks some kind of a design of a chat bubble. So let's say top right, and then okay, for the top left, let's give it a radius dot circular, and then 15. Let's go with top right, again radius dot circular. Let's give it 15, and then let's go bottom. This is bottom left, which is here, radius dot circular. Also let's give it 15. Then that's all. For the bottom right, we want to keep it square, so that's it for the border radius. And then let's return a this container will have a child. So the child will be inside here after the decoration. So for the child, let's have a column. Since these are comments, we have a lot of people commenting. So the first one, the first child, let's give it a text widget. The column returns children, and then the first child will be our text widget. So for the text widget, here is where we want to put the user's name. So for the user's name, let's get the sender's name here. So meaning we need to check. If we are the sender, we need to just say you. If we are not the sender, we need to write the sender's name. So in here, let's check. So meaning we need the user model on top here. So let's say final user model, which will be equal to context dot read authentication provider dot user model. Okay, so now let's have a check here. Let's see if user model dot we can check either the UID or the name. So let's check the UID. If it is equals to element at a field called constants dot sender ID, I think we need to import the constants. Yes, if it is equals to that, then we know that you are the sender. So we are going to say you. Then in the else, we are just going to copy this, then paste it here, and then here we're going to say sender name. Let's give this text some style, which comes from text style. We can format this, and then the text style, let's say font weight dot bold. I think that's it. Let's put it a constant keyword there. So first child, we have a text widget, and then the second child, now we need to have our text. So let's say text widget, and then in here let's call our element at the field called constants dot message. Okay, so that's it. What else we can put here? Let's put the color. So even this one, we need to give it a color. Say colors dot white, and then let's just copy this text style. Let's paste it here, and then let's remove the font weight. Maybe let's give this a font size. about 16. I think so. That looks like it. So let's call this message widget inside our comment stream. Here where we're just putting our text here, let's call our message widget. Let's import this. We add the required argument. This element is going to be our comment snapshot, like that. So let's start the application again. Okay, now when we go to the post, and then let's go to the comments. Okay, we have an error. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, so here we're inside this item builder. I called this comment snapshot, which is outside here. We already put it inside here. So instead of calling this comment snapshot, I need to call element. So let's say element here. Then let's restart the application and see if we have the same error again. Okay, let's go back to the posts, and then here. Okay, now we don't have that error. Then we have our messages, but it's looking ugly. So let's fix this. So to fix this, we need to go back to our message widget, and then let's see where we can have some padding here. So first of all, let's wrap this text inside the padding widget. And then for the padding, let's say only. And then for the right, let's give it 8. And then the top, let's give it something like 4. And then the left, let's give it 8. Let's also just put uniform here like that. And then what else? First, let's restart. Okay, that looks a bit better. And then this one here, what can we do here? Let's also wrap it in the padding. We can again say only. So the left, let's maybe give this one a 10. And then the right, let's give it about 30. Then the top 5, and then the bottom 20. I think that's let's hot restart. Okay, that looks nice actually. So now let's just move the text to the right. Down here we can say main axis alignment. Not main axis, we need to say cross axis alignment. Cross axis alignment dot end. Let's restart. Okay, that's it. That looks nice. The other thing again, let's add the time down here, the time message is sent. So for that, I think let's wrap this padding inside another widget. Let's wrap it in the stack. So the stack retains children. Let's cut this padding. Control X. We can remove this child. Then paste the first child inside there. And then now let's get the second child as here in the bottom. So we need to put this inside the position widget. And then let's say bottom 4. And then right, let's give it a 10. And then the child, let's give it a text widget. Let's say time for now. And then let's hot restart. Okay, great. So our time will be down there. Now let's just put some text style first. Style, text style. Let's maybe give it a smaller font size. Let's try 13. And then color. Let's give it colors dot white 60. Let's hot restart. Okay, there is our time. Next, let's get our time up here. So for this time, first let's say date time. So the time, that's why we installed this package called date time. It's just to format our time. So it's a date time, and then this will be goes to element at a field called constant dot message time. Let's check again if this is equal to now. Just to avoid any errors, we are going to get date time dot now. In the else, we are going to get this. We'll say to date. So let's format this. That's our date time, and then now we're going to take a variable time is going to equal to our format. That's our package format date, and then here we put our date time, then here we'll put our format. So we are going to put it inside the brackets, and then we want to format it like hour, put a comma, space, and then we put this inside the string, then we put a comma, then we'll put our minutes, and then let's not put the seconds, so we put that in our empty string, and then we close that like that. Let's put a space there. We need to put the comma here. So this is our time format, and then now let's come down here, and then let's just say time. Okay, let's hot restart, and there we have the time of the message. So let's put the constant keyword here, and then that's it.